Hi, how's it going, everybody? My name's Kyle Stanger, and I'm actually the DECA advisor at Weber High School. I'm coming at you guys today to maybe help you learn a little bit more about how to do a role play. So to start out, the things that you get when you do a role play, you're going to get your situation, which I have turned over so that I don't get to read it so far. I have done some writing on it just to show you guys in a second what I do before I even start. And then I also it's a pen usually, but I have a Sharpie just so that you can see it a little better, and scratch paper. That's what I'm going to get. Now, depending on what kind of role play you're doing, if I'm doing it by myself in an individual event, I usually get 10 minutes. If I'm doing it in a team, I usually get a half an hour to work on this. Now, for time's sake, in this video, I'm only giving myself 7 minutes. But I'm going to show you a little bit about what I would think about when I'm doing a role play, and then maybe give you a quick example of what I would do to actually compete in it. So I'm going to flip this over super fast and show you one of the first things that you guys should probably pay attention to. Now, when you get a role play, there's always two papers. You have your actual first paper and then the event situation. In every role play, this area that I have X'd out is the same. It just tells you like that you're being judged on 21st century skills, that you have 10 minutes. It's just the instructions, and you don't really need to worry about it. The thing that I would always focus on are performance indicators, which are these little like bullet points right here. These are what I'm actually going to be judged on, that is different every time I do a role play. So I'm going to start looking at them, and so I'm going to start my time. So for these 7 minutes, you can do whatever you want with the scratch paper and pen or pencil, but you only have that time allotted, and you cannot take this in with you. You can only take your scratch paper. So because the performance indicators are what I'm judged on, and I want to take that in with me, I'm going to actually write them down. So it says explain nature of effective written communication. And it wants me to employ communication styles appropriate for target audience. And you'll notice that I'm abbreviating because I know that I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to analyze impact of tech on marketing. And then I want to reinforce service orientation through communication. Okay, now that took almost 2 minutes, so I've got to hurry and read what I'm actually going to do. So the first thing that we're going to read, so I'm going to read it to you. You're to assume the role of the marketing specialist for your town motors. So I'm a marketing specialist. For a local automotive dealership that sells a wide variety of previously owned vehicles, emphasis on previously owned. The general manager, so I'm talking to the general manager, wants you to create guidelines and best practices for a new marketing endeavor that you're going to do called text message marketing. Your town motors has been a mainstay in your community for over 50 years. People trust the sales team and repeatedly choose Your Town Motors for your vehicle needs. Over the last decade, Your Town Motors has been collecting customers' cell phone numbers. The dealership requires cell phone numbers along with other contact information before a customer may test drive a vehicle. The general manager wants you to make use of the database of customer cell phone numbers. The general manager has never participated in text message marketing and asks you to create specific guidelines regarding text message marketing and provide examples of best practices. Specifically, the general manager or judge wants you to explain or give examples of frequency of marketing text messages, time of day to send marketing text messages, length of marketing text messages, appropriate communication styles, example of your town motors marketing text messages. And then in turn, it's going to say that I'm supposed to present this to the actual manager or to the general manager. And we'll conclude by just thanking each other for the time. So the first thing that I can think of when it looks right here, so explain explain the nature of effective written communication. It has to be clear and concise, and it has to have a clear call to action, meaning that I have to make them realize that I know what I want them to do. Employ communication styles appropriate for the target. So I've been here for 50 years, but it's used cars. So I'm going to say that my target market is probably people from 25 to 50 years old who are middle to low income. And I'm guessing just from what it's saying, it's like the local community. And I can probably add a couple psychographics with it's people that aren't too concerned about image. It's more convenience. But because I'm a regular mainstay of the community, I'm going to say that they're probably loyal to me. Write info messages about the local. Write info messages. So I'm down to 2 minutes, so I'm going to hurry and go through this. So write info messages. We're going to say, buy with us today. And you can get the best deal around. And when I'm talking, I might not actually say that. I might make it sound a little bit better. Analyze the impact of tech on marketing. So today, like print marketing is almost a thing of the past. And we want something that people have with them all the time. Reinforce service orientation through communication. We always care and listen. And text message marketing can actually allow us to almost listen carefully and record what we're going to do. So from there, if you can read my notes, you can tell that my notes probably aren't super organized and yours might be better. I took 3 minutes off the clock on mine. But when the time goes off, I'm going to act like I know what I'm talking about and go into this role play and just try and make it as easy as I can and as clear as I can to kind of go from there and do better. Oh, sorry, my kid just popped in. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. My kid came in, so I'm going to have to cut part of my prep time off on there. But I wanted to kind of give you an example of what I would do to actually finish a role play up. Once again, I apologize. I'm in my house, and my kid just got a big boy bed. Oh, wrong side. So we've got his crib in here because he didn't want to get rid of it yet, and I haven't gotten to the dump yet. So sorry for that. But one thing that I want to say is make it as real life as possible. So I'll give you an example of what I would do, and we can go from there. So I'm just going to start out. I'm Kyle Stanger from Weber High School. Appreciate your time, and I appreciate you guys asking me out today. I noticed that there was an email that was sent to me the other day, and you told me about a little bit about what is going on. You're wanting to employ some text message marketing, and I think that's a great idea to do. And I want to kind of explain what we can do to make it all work and what we can do to really apply to our target market. One of the big things that I really like about the idea of text message marketing is that although print media is kind of a thing of the past, we are seeing that there is a way to still use text and writing to get to our potential customers. And the thing about text messages is that They can read it whenever. It's not something that goes away. It's not something that you can scroll past, and it's super accessible. I mean, if we have the numbers, we can just put it right, a message right to our potential clients' pockets, and get them whatever message we deem necessary. Whether that be that we have a sale, that we have great deals on financing, whatever the ideas are, we can get that right to their pocket in no time at all. Now, with our target audience, most of these guys are probably going to be a little bit lower to middle class. I would say that the range of their income is probably not going to be super high, as we are a used car dealership. But people are going to be so loyal to us because we've been in this community for so long that they want us to actually be the ones that they buy from. And a lot of the time, that's just telling them what we have and allowing them to realize that what we can give them is the best ever. And so, in order to reach our target audience, I would say that we're trying to get in the time ranges of 7 o'clock. So the reason that I would say 7 o'clock is probably one of the best times to send our text messages out. A lot of our customers are working class people. And so they'll get off work around 5 o'clock. They want to go pick up the kids, have some dinner, and then they go to bed around 9 or 10. In order to not actually like interrupt some of those things, 7 o'clock allows them to get a message and maybe see it as they go off to bed, and kind of give them the chance to think as we go. Now, tech is the way of the future. You can notice that everybody's kind of going online, whether it be social media marketing, email marketing, text message marketing. And I feel like this is the step in the right direction for us, because it's going to get those potential clients our information at the tip of their fingers. It's just so easy that it's almost dumb of us not to actually take advantage of what we have. Now, I know that you've been collecting phone numbers for the last couple years, and that database of phone numbers is something that can turn into a lot of money for us and a lot of joy for our customers as they get these new cars. So some of the ideas of things that I think that we should send about would be, if we have low financing options for the current month, we tell them about low financing options. If we have any sort of sales, whether they be gimmick sales or just an idea of us having new stock or old stock that we're trying to move, we can get that done and allow our customers to kind of see what we have. Other ideas might be that we just want to celebrate and we want to do that with them. If we're collecting birthdays with our database, we can send them a birthday message and say, hey, we were thinking of you. It's just a way to really get that customer relation that we really want, and to cohesively get us together and make it all work. So the other thing that I love about this is it allows our customer service representatives or our salesmen to really be as like effective as possible, because a lot of the time they don't have customers on the lot all the time, and it allows them to actually send leads out in a different way. They can get our customers at all times with text messages, and it allows the customers to also text back and get what we need that way. One of the ideas that I'd like to implement as well is the idea, as they text back, we can have almost like a chat bot or some sort of mechanism or program that allows us to kind of answer back frequent messages and maybe get numbers where we can respond back later and have a sales representative call them as well with leads. I hope that you've had a wonderful time talking to me. I look forward to the follow-up email, and I hope that we can get this plan going. I know that it's something that I want to do. So thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you later. So that would be just an example of something that you could do. I know that I jabber on a lot, and I have weaknesses as a role player. I don't view myself as an expert role player, but I did do sales for a long time, and I know that this is something that can help you guys in real life experience, just being able to come up with stuff on the spot. So hope you all are excited for the Warrior invite. Go Warriors, go Dubs. Whoop.